I think I might have caught him on the chin with that slap, so I'd consider that a pretty weak call, but it is what it is,
Ty Banks is the number 7 recruit in the class of 2023. His strength and explosiveness, his hard checks, and his crazy good footwork make him one of the most dominant defenders in the nation. So today, I'm gonna play Ty some of his best clips and get his reactions to them. I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. Let's get into the video. Ty, tell me about this play. You go for the check and get the flag, and you seem a little salted here. What happened?
Yeah, so that was last fall. At that time, it was a close game. I don't know. I can't really remember the final score. Same thing, kind of just went out, tried to apply pressure to the hands. I saw the stick pop back. One thing I like to do a lot when I'm approaching guys, and I like to read their like cradle patterns so I can try and incorporate my checks into like when they're going to open a stick up behind them or in front of them. And I just saw that he wasn't really paying attention to me. He kind of looks like he was looking to feed. So just surprised him, went over the top. I think I might have caught him on the chin with that slap. So I'd consider that a pretty weak call, but it is what it is,
Tell me about this play right here. You're kind of stalking the guy.
Yeah, so that was midway through last season. We're playing St. Edward's up in Cleveland. It's another boys prep school that we play against. And this was like second quarter. I kind of noticed that he kept swinging his stick back like extra far. Came in, put a cross check on his hips to kind of get him to pop his stick back. And I just threw that wrap check and it landed and it looked sick. So
what about this over the head check? This is a pretty crazy play.
On that one, it was more like a desperation one. I saw the guy coming through the middle. He clearly looked like he was shooting, and I knew I couldn't really get my stick in his hands. So I tried to bait him with that so that like he would reach back and protect his hands. And I just went over the top with it. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of an on-the-spot thing. But yeah, that's just one of those plays that kind of comes to you on the field.
Now tell me about this play. You made a check to essentially win the game. What was going on here?
Yeah, so that was basically that was in NLF this summer against Prime Time. We were in Pool A, I believe, and this game kind of decided who went to the championship round. That was Tomas Delgado, Duke commit. He's a fantastic player. That was about a minute and a half left in the game. I really like to go for that wrap check when guys are kind of going down the alley. Sometimes they hang it out to try and get the shot off. I've been working on counters, and I saw that he brought it in front of him, so I just kind of swiped it and came right back down in his hands. Luckily, the ball popped out, and we were able to clear it, and we actually ended up winning that game, and that was definitely one of the biggest parts of that game. So,
and by the way, you can join 3,000 other lacrosse players and join the Lax Weekly email newsletter packed with tangible tips on how to become a better lacrosse player. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go subscribe now. Okay, non-lacrosse question: Drake or Kanye?
Gotta go Drake. I can't disrespect my fellow Canadian like that. He's the go.
Wow.
6 God.
Now, what about this yard sale? This one's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, so on that one, they were trying to get a touch in the box. And there was only a few seconds left on the clock, so our coach was kind of just yelling, "Get out, like don't let them get a touch," basically. And I kind of just approached the guy. Noticed he punched when he split to the left and kind of tried to go down that alley. He punched his hands out, and that just gave me a wide open window to just poke check, lift, and then that you see the yardie, and I kind of went on the B way there, and then we didn't end up putting that one in, but definitely a nice play.
And now you got to tell me about this can opener here. What was going on?
Same kind of thing. I trying to read that stick pattern, and I threw that back check. I was trying to bait him into kind of pushing his hands in front, and then as soon as I saw him punch forward, I just threw the can opener and it popped right out. It was definitely, I was not expecting that to land, but it was a great feeling when it did.
And then another can opener. Tell us about this one.
Right there, that was just kind of the black call from my coach, which kind of just means press out, or the adjacent defenders will kind of guard their man, and that kind of gave me the time and room to kind of just slowly wait for something to pop in front of me. So I just slowly came out, put my stick in his hands, him to turn, and as soon as he turned, I watched him go one hand, and I just popped that can opener in there and spun it. So
yeah, and after you make a play like this, do you like to talk some trash?
I don't know. It's actually kind of funny that you say that. It really kind of depends on the game and who it is. I don't really consider myself much of a trash talker out on the field. In really intense games when everyone's kind of going at it, every now and then I'll throw a few little chirps in there.
And now this play, it seems like you were very methodical here. What was going on?
He was kind of doing this weird little hop step and throwing his stick back out. So I just timed it up, threw a little wrap right at the end, popped out, and we were able to break the ball out after that. So.
And what would you say are like the best drills for young defensemen trying to get better?
Yeah, so I definitely say the biggest thing for me is footwork. If you got a ladder, look up some drills online, look up some footwork drills, and just like your footwork is, in my opinion, one of the most important parts on defense. If you're slipping over yourself, crossing your feet, that's how you're going to get dusted. Getting out on a ladder or even a line, just doing like ski jumps side to side or 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing. And then the only other thing I would say is there's drills you can do. You can do M's where you grab a partner, they put their hands out and you drop outside, inside, outside. And then you can do W's, so you go up instead of over. And then there's a bunch of different variations to that drill, figure eights, but definitely keeping a fast, quick stick and having your footwork down is probably what, my best 2 tips for any defenseman out there.
So you committed to Georgetown. Tell us about your recruiting process and why you decided to ultimately pick Georgetown.
I really took my time with the recruiting process. This was a very big moment for me and my family. So I really wanted to make sure I was making the right decision with this. I'm pretty sure I used all of my official visits up, and I really tested out all the waters, went to a bunch of different schools, talked with a bunch of different coaches, and at the end of the day, Coach Warren and the Georgetown Hoyas is the best fit for me, I believe. So,
by the way, if you're buying any lacrosse gear, please use the links in my description before you buy. It gives me a little commission at no extra cost for you and really supports this channel. I feel like something's in the water at Georgetown. How is everyone committing there?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I just really love the city of DC. I thought it was a beautiful place. The campus is amazing. Obviously, the academic prestige of the school is definitely something that catches the eye of a lot of these guys. The lacrosse program is just unbelievable. The way it's run, the culture in the locker room, the way they practice, the way they carry themselves as a team, as a collective, was something that I just thought I would fit right into, and one of the best ones out of all the schools I saw. So.
And now tell me about this clip you hit him with the fake and finish.
Yeah, so with that one, I mean, as some of you may know, I'm Canadian, so box lacrosse is a big part of my game. I like to implement as much box lacrosse into my game as possible. And right there, I kind of just threw a fake trying to get the slide not to come to me, just so I'd have some extra space to shoot. So threw the fake, defender jumped back down to his man, and he just gave me the room to step down and find my place.
And what about this pass? You pick it off. I feel like there's more to this play here.
I pride myself on my off-ball defense. I like to be a very vocal defender and kind of help guys out on the backside when we're sliding and recovering, making sure everyone's finding their man. And with that one, I recognized that I was in a skip lane and I saw his eyes. It was kind of one of those instinct things. The ball just came up and I saw my opportunity to pick it off. So jumped up, grabbed it, took off with it.
And what's your mindset going into a lacrosse game? Like, do you get nervous?
There's definitely times where I'm pretty confident in my matchup, and I mean, I think it's very important as a defenseman to be really confident in yourself. If you go out thinking you're gonna get beat, you're gonna get beat. So there's definitely a few matchups, especially with our schedule this year, that I wouldn't necessarily say I'm afraid of. Definitely something I'm looking forward to, just because of the tough matchup it'll be.
And tell us about this over the head check here. What was going on here?
My coach isn't really the biggest fan of the overheads there, so I was kind of risking it with that one, but I really like to just give him a nice touch up. As soon as I made contact, give him a nice little cross check. I went for the wrap there and he didn't really do anything, but he kind of fell forward. And then I also noticed that I had one of my other defensemen in the corner with me, so went for it, created the ground.
Now tell me about this play. You absolutely bodied this guy on the sideline.
We kind of corner him into a spot, so I knew he wasn't going to turn back there because there's 2 guys behind him. And I knew he had to go through me, so there was no point in even throwing a check because the sideline's right there. So I used my box hitting skills, try and get under his arm there and just leg drive him out of bounds. That's one of more like go-to things on the sideline. I like to use the sideline to my advantage and kind of push guys out, but he didn't really have anywhere else to go, so we kind of had to body up there.
I read every comment, so let me know down in the comments below what video do you want to see next. And make sure to subscribe to the newsletter and buy some gear with the links in the description. That was so much fun. Thank you, Ty. I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.